Okay, so it's Saturday, July 27th, and I had some thoughts about the Samsung ecosystem pertaining to Samsung Health. Now, a bit about me. I'm training for a triathlon, essentially on a budget. Now, I wanted to do this for years, but I'm not good at measuring things, and all the tech essentially wasn't ready yet. Like, think about it. You'd have to be pretty well knowing what you're doing, knowing about distances, understanding basic vitals, and you would have to have accrued so much knowledge and so much understanding to even attempt anything like a triathlon. That's why I'm guessing this is probably why it didn't become a sport until 1979 or so. And this is why I've always been a fan of technology, because I believe that technology brings godlike powers to humans so they can understand things better. Whereas other pieces of technology charge you so you can get that godlike understanding. I always love the fact that Samsung lets you get that for free with Samsung Health. It's really good, but it's flawed. And that's what I want to talk about today on the Zenith Training Channel. This week I've done two of the exact same runs. It is a 5-mile bike ride to a local park, a 3-mile run around that park, and a 5-mile bike ride back to my house. And I did an experiment to see how the auto watch and phone tracking wasn't able to actually keep up with me just sort of freestyling and going from biking to running just fluidly, without having to fumble with the watch and switch from one workout to another, which is really time consuming. This is kind of weird and annoying to do that. It's a pain point. It takes about 10 seconds to do between workouts after you're wiping the sweat off the screen and trying to get it so it can actually read and not stop the song and everything else that the Samsung watch does on an exercise. And I know if you have a Samsung watch and you use the Samsung Health app to track your exercises with only the watch, you know what I'm talking about. So today I'm going to do that same run, and I'm going to dial in all my settings perfectly. I'm actually taking the phone with me, which is something I really don't like doing anymore on these longer runs. And I'm going to measure this entire workout with the full depth of the Samsung Health app. And I'm going to be comparing it to the exact exercise I did last week and comparing the accuracy of the two. Okay, so I just finished the biking phase. I'd like to tie my bike up here at Fallsington Park. The way it works is there's actually a 1-mile loop that goes back around that way, and there's another 1.5 mile loop that goes back around the lakesides that way. So I put my bike in between the halfway point. That way I don't have to carry the water. Makes things a lot easier. From here, we'll start a run on the watch. So about half a mile so into the run. Yeah, excuse my voice, a little scratchy. I'm getting over a real bad head cold that just swept my area in the past week or so. So again, it's about a mile and a half around this. We'll stop at the halfway point. The watch is supposed to be tracking. We'll see if it is, and I'll let you all know how it goes. Okay, so we're just about finishing up the run. Looks like we got about 3.25 miles. That's about the distance around the park. We are going to transition from the run to the bike and see if the Samsung watch will pick it up versus whether or not I should change it. So I normally don't do a lot of filming on my bike rides, mainly because I don't have a bike mountain. Secondly, because of this. This road right here kind of connects the park to my neighborhood, and there are no payments on either side for about a mile. Now, you could sort of cut into one of these neighborhoods, like this one here, and it has a nice throughput road, still filled with cars, where you can kind of slip through the heavy traffic on the fast byway over there. But yeah, this is one of the things that, we got to deal with out here in the burbs. So we finished the ride. We're going into Samsung Health and comparing what happened on Thursday with the bike at 5 miles. Says a run at not even a mile, another bike at 3.49 miles, and another bike again at 4.31 miles. And obviously this is way off, and this was just using the watch's auto tracking feature. Comparing that, of course, today with the bike at 6 miles, which is about right. The run at 3.28, we saw that, and the bike going home at 5.20. So using the auto tracking feature on the Samsung Watch to do transitions from bike to foot or foot to bike just don't translate well inside the Samsung Health app. But right now, it's about the best that I have. The jury's still out on the new Samsung Galaxy Ring. I haven't seen too many people talking about its actual fitness tracking, and if it does make the fitness and health metrics more accurate than the watch. But I'll probably be trying to scratch together some coins to grab this, because the entire ecosystem is said to work better with all three of the components working together. That's the phone, the watch, and the ring. Samsung, take my money. That's what, $1,000 for a Galaxy phone. It's about $700 now almost for the Galaxy Watch Ultra, and another $400 for the Galaxy Ring. So for $2,000, you can have a full comprehensive computer ecosystem, all within your Samsung sphere of influence. Now, if you think about it, the value add is there. The value proposition is there. You have a great phone that, if you hook an HDMI cord up to a monitor plus a Bluetooth keyboard, you have yourself a computer. And then you have your watch, which really, the watch is up for debate. Like, I really struggled to like the watch. I understand what it could be, but it is very fiddly for what it is. Like, for instance, being able to go out and run and or bike with the watch and having the credit card available. And if you subscribe to YouTube or Spotify, you have some downloaded music tracks available. But from personal experience, if you keep the LTE version of the watch, if you leave the data on, the watch is glitchy. It'll certain apps will shut down, like the Samsung Health, which is measuring your run in the first place. This happens especially if you turn the battery saving mode on. This, which makes your run metrics sort of unusable. What ends up happening is I just use my steps and figure out how far I ran from there, because the watch errors out. And I have the Galaxy Watch 5 Pro, which is said to have that longer battery life and better processor chip, but honestly, it's still very laggy device. And of course, with the Ring, all of that remains to be seen, whether or not it's even a decent device to help you with your metrics or not. The sales point being, in fact, of course, compared to the Oura Ring, that the subscription or the metrics are free instead of $5.99 a month. But that remains to be seen if it's actually helpful or not. Anyway, thanks for listening to me. I've been Patrick Houston of the Zenith Training Channel. Stay strong out there.